How do we thrive in our lives? Our next guest wants you to do just that. So joining us this morning is author and motivational speaker Raven Magwood. And this morning she's answering some of your questions. Raven, it's great having you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, let's get started with our Ask Raven segment. Stephanie wants to know, I have a goal that I want to accomplish, but I don't know how I'm going to do it. Should I get started without a full plan?
Most definitely. You have to get started. That's the most important thing, get started. You don't have to see the destination in order to take the first step. And I always parallel it to driving in your car at night. You know, when you're driving in your car, you may only be able to see 200 feet in front of you that your headlights allow you to see. And as long as you keep pushing forward in the direction of your destination, the next 200 feet are going to reveal itself in the next 200 feet. So you don't have to know exactly how. But if you get started, your short-term goals will keep revealing themselves and you'll keep moving forward to your desired end.
That is so good, because you know how many times it's like, all right, on Monday that I'm going to start to, and then it's like, oh, well, I don't have all the pieces, so now,
Exactly.
and then you're like, well, a year went by, and I didn't do it.
But if you didn't start, then you're never even going to have the chance to get there.
That was a good one. Good question, Stephanie. All right, Brooks asks, when are you too old to chase a dream?
I don't think you're ever too old. I think as long as you're here and you're alive, then there's still purpose in your life. There's still things for you to do. So never look in the mirror and say, I'm this age, or even, not even I'm too old, but I'm too young. You know, whatever age you are, if you're still here, go after your dreams. Like,
I love
really.
that. That's good, because, I mean, why else are you living? You know what I mean? You can't stop. All right, John wants to know, what are your thoughts on talent versus achievement? Do you have to really be talented to be successful?
Okay, that's a really good question, because I get this a lot, but I'm a very strong believer that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. You have to be able to utilize whatever gifts and abilities you've been given, whatever those may be. And I think Einstein once said, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it'll spend its whole life thinking it's stupid. You know, you can't just look at and compare what you can do to other people. You just have to take what you've been given and work hard. So yes, I think everyone has something great on the inside of them, no matter what your IQ score is or where your talents may lie. You just have to work hard at whatever you've been given.
And that applies so much. I mean, that's how I was able to play basketball, because I was not the most talented on the team.
Yeah.
But guess who worked the hard? You know what I mean? It's like, and then it pays off.
I'm a strong believer in that, yes.
All right, final question. Nikki asks, how do you find your passion?
I think you can find your passion by the things that make you sad and mad and happy, and start to really pay attention and hone in on those things. And then whether it's a job or a business that you start, or even where you choose to volunteer your time, if you really hone in on the things that stir up those emotions, that's what you're passionate about and that's what you pursue. And even with me, I just believe that if you wake up every day and you love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work. I get to travel as a speaker and an author, and I love it. And so that's definitely my passion, and whatever your passion may be, just tap into those emotions.
I like it. So if you're not getting the feels,
exactly,
that's
it's probably not it, right?
Raven, these were so good. And you have a book that's out.
This is my new book, The 7 Practices of Prosperous Women. And, you know, I love being able to travel, speak to women, youth, men, sports teams, just really trying to get people to unlock their full potential.
I love that. If people are trying to get in touch with you, how is the best way for them to do that?
Yes, you can purchase my books or get more information on my website, www.ravenmagwood.com. I'm on Instagram. My books are on Amazon. So if you have a computer or phone, you can find out more information.
She's been doing this for a long time. I know she looks young. She's been coming on here since she was like 10 and has been dropping knowledge for forever. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Always love having you. Very cool. All right, let's head over to Jack and Jamarcus. They are with a fantastic artist. Y'all, what's going on?
Thanks, Megan. Ron Campbell literally animated our childhood for three generations through the golden age of Saturday morning TV cartoons. Ron's work created happy memories for all of us. Best known for directing the Beatles' Saturday morning cartoon series and animating on the Beatles film Yellow Submarine, Ron was also a part of the team that put Scooby-Doo on the air. He also worked on shows such as The Smurfs, Rugrats, Jetsons, Flintstones, Winnie the Pooh, and so much more. And he's in Greenville today and tomorrow for an art show featuring paintings based on his 50-year career. And that's happening at Bennett's Framing and Art on Lawrence Road in Greenville. We're so delighted to have Ron Campbell here in our studio with us this morning. Ron, good to see you.
Yes, good to be here.
Good morning. You don't look 50. How could you have had a career? 50 years.
Well, I've done 50 years and 1 month of making cartoon films, and now I'm 80 years old and selling paintings that I did.
80 years young.
Where's your show today? It's today and tomorrow, right, in Greenville?
Yes, it's
happening at Bennett's. Bennett's Art, Framing and Art, and that's 2100 Lawrence Road, and it's happening from 4 until 8, both today and tomorrow.
And tomorrow, yes, just in the evenings and the late afternoons.
And you said you started as a child, maybe 7 or 8?
I did. That was when I fell in love with Tom and Jerry cartoons.
Yeah.
And I thought at first they were real animals, you know, and I went to my great-grandmother and telling her about these animals I'm seeing. And where do you find them? And she said, no, Ronnie, they're just drawings. And I went, just drawings? You mean I can do drawings that can come alive? And I'm afraid I took that crazy idea all through my childhood into art school.
We're glad that you did.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be a sad world without imagination?
Well, I suppose it would, wouldn't it? Yeah,
right.
We'd probably be walking around stark naked.
Yeah. Well, you're from Australia?
Yes, born in Australia, educated in Melbourne, and my business life, such as it was in Australia, was in Sydney.
Right.
Then it didn't take too long, and I found myself in the center of animation in Hollywood.
Wow.
That's where I spent most of my career.
When did you realize that a childhood passion could actually be a career in animation and as a producer and as a...
Yeah, I don't know if I actually realized it. I just did it. You know? It was something, I was very aggressive, I guess, as a young man. And I wanted to do it, and darn it, I'm going to do it.
And Hollywood, I guess, was the place to go. Did you
knock
knock
of course
on
it
doors
was.
for that
Yeah,
first
there was
job?
animation being done in London, which would have been easier for me to
yeah.
get to, and there was animation in Asia a little bit, the beginning of it when I was young. But the center, the creation of animated films was right there in...
And there's George Harrison.
And we're looking at some of your pieces and some of the things that you've done there.
Scooby-Doo.
So how did the job in like the Saturday morning cartoons, like how did that come about? Was that knowing someone and kind of having those relationships?
Well, it was sort of accidental. There I was in Australia, one of the very first people doing animation in the country, making television commercials, pretending I knew how to make animated films. And an American company came around, King Features, into Australia looking for production help. And there I was, you know, Johnny on the spot, I guess. And from there, if you do a good job and you do it on budget and you deliver on time, why, you get another job.
Right.
So it grows, and that's true for every business.
Being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
That was you.
Yeah, there was that also.
And we see the Beatles there too. Talk about working on the feature film. I mean, Yellow Submarine.
Well, that was really fun, but I had to stay in California to do it, and the film was being made in London, so there was a little difficulty there.
Well,
transmitting, they would send me the scenes, I would send them back. But it worked out fine, and at the same time, though, I was helping in the first year of Scooby-Doo, and I was doing something else then, too. My wife was pregnant, and I was anxious to work hard. And in the evenings, I was working on a show you might have heard of called George of the Jungle.
Yeah, sure. I've heard of that one. Do you have, I imagine it's much like asking someone their favorite child, do you have a favorite character, favorite series, a favorite project that you worked on that, I mean, 50 years of doing this, 50 years and 1 month of doing this, probably
How
difficult.
do you compare Angelica of the Rugrats with Smurfette? You know? You don't have a favorite, no. You just.
What was your first character that you animated?
First character was a centipede collapsing under a bug spray, and I had to do 100 drawings. Each drawing had 100 legs on it. And I was sitting there saying to myself, they don't know it, but I would pay them to let me do this. You know? That was my first television commercial.
You don't ever want to let them know that.
No. No.
So what are you doing now that you're not working on these types of projects? What keeps you busy now?
Well, when I put my pencil down for the last time, I picked up a paintbrush and started doing paintings based on the TV shows that I was involved with. Inspired by Chuck Jones, who did the same thing in the generation before me. So now I just do paintings based on those shows, and I travel around the country to a geographic area about once a month and put on a show like I'm doing right here in Greenville today.
Right.
So
And
4
we
to
sell
8
the
o'clock, I
paintings.
think.
What's that?
Aren't you at the gallery 4 to 8 o'clock this
4
afternoon?
till 8, yes, tonight and tomorrow. And when somebody buys a painting, I also do a certificate of authenticity, and on that certificate, I sit there and do a drawing of a character that they would like me to draw, that I worked on. And for some reason, people sort of love that. They see a blank sheet of paper and they see a drawing of Scooby-Doo appear on it, or Fred Flintstone, and they go, ooh, as if that's something magical. But
Well,
it
It
isn't,
is
of course.
something magical.
Yeah,
I think there's definitely something magical about that, and it's in just like any other art show. People can come there and see some of these pieces that you've created for free. But of course, these are also available for purchase if you want to take them home with you.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's from 4 to 8 today and tomorrow at Bennett's Framing and Art Gallery, located at 2100 Lawrence Road here in Greenville. You can go to bennettsartgallery.com for more information.
50 years. What an artist.
Wow.
1 month.
Thank you.
50 years and
1
1 month.
month.
I'm sorry. I wasn't listening when you said it.
You got to see the 1 month.
We've got, let's see,
Thank
there
you so
go.
much.
We're going to be
No,
talking
thank
about
you.
some
Yeah.
health,
We've
staying
done that.
healthy,
Yeah,
and
we're
the
done.
lady is right over there to talk to us. Of course, that's Brady Godfrey. Brady, quit playing with the tin foil. We're going to be talking about that health that we all need to keep.
Thank you. Appreciate it.